The Power of Borrowed Experience: How to Win Faster, Smarter, and Wiser Without Paying the Full Price, by Dr. Jonathan Chuma. Preface: Why some people succeed faster than others. Life charges tuition. Experience is the classroom, and pain is often the instructor. Yet one of the greatest secrets of accelerated success is this: you do not have to pay for every lesson personally. Wisdom allows you to borrow experience, learning from the victories, failures, mistakes, and triumphs of others. Those who insist on learning only from their own experiences live slowly, suffer deeply, and often repeat unnecessary pain. Those who borrow experience shorten the journey, conserve energy, and multiply results. This book reveals how borrowed experience becomes a strategic advantage in destiny, leadership, faith, business, and personal growth. Chapter 1: Experience is a Currency. Experience is not just memory, it is value. Every experience costs something: time, emotion, reputation, finances, or relationships. People who have lived long have paid heavy prices to know what they know. Borrowed experience is wisdom obtained without full payment. It is the art of extracting lessons without bleeding for them. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. A fool insists on making his own. Success often belongs to those who learn cheaply. Chapter 2: The Illusion of Self-Discovery. Modern culture glorifies finding yourself, yet wisdom teaches finding the path. Self-discovery without guidance leads to detours. Experience borrowed from mentors, history, scripture, and examples protects you from unnecessary wandering. Even Jesus, though divine, learned within structure. He sat among teachers, asked questions, and grew in wisdom. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Proverbs 11:14. Borrowed experience does not diminish originality, it refines it. Chapter 3: The School of Observation. Observation is a silent teacher. Wise people watch outcomes, not intentions. They study how marriages fail, how leaders fall, how businesses collapse, and how discipline produces fruit. Where borrowed experience is acquired by watching patterns repeat across different lives. What you observe consistently, you eventually understand. Those who do not observe will become examples themselves, often negative ones. Chapter 4: Mentorship, the legal transfer of experience. Mentorship is experience legally transferred. A mentor compresses decades into conversations. They warn you where the landmines are buried and where the opportunities are hidden. Mentors do not remove struggle, they remove ignorance. Elisha poured water on the hands of Elijah before he inherited his mantle. Honor unlocks access. Those who despise counsel pay double for wisdom later. Chapter 5: Learning from Failure Without Failing. Failure teaches, but wisdom listens before falling. Every failed life is a textbook. Broken relationships, lost opportunities, ruined reputations, all carry instructions. Borrowed experience allows you to ask, what went wrong? What signals were ignored? What decision caused the collapse? Scars speak, the wise listen. You do not have to crash to understand danger. Chapter 6: The Cost of Ignoring Borrowed Experience. Pride is the enemy of borrowed wisdom. Those who reject counsel repeat history personally. They romanticize independence, but suffer isolation. The Bible calls this stubbornness, not strength. A fool despises instruction, but he who receives correction is prudent. Proverbs 13:18. Ignoring borrowed experience converts preventable pain into personal tragedy. Chapter 7: Borrowed Experience in Leadership. Leaders who ignore history become liabilities. Nations fall when leaders repeat mistakes already recorded. Organizations collapse when executives refuse to learn from past failures. Wise leaders study previous administrations, organizational breakdowns, historical consequences. Those who do not learn from history are condemned to repeat it. Leadership is safer when experience is borrowed. Chapter 8: Borrowed Experience in Relationships. Relationships fail in predictable ways. Borrowed experience teaches. red flags before commitment, boundaries before damage, communication before resentment. Wise people listen to marital testimonies, both successful and broken. They observe patterns, not emotions. Love without wisdom becomes bondage. Borrowed experience preserves the heart. Chapter 9. Borrowed experience and spiritual growth. Scripture itself is borrowed experience. The Bible records victories and failures so future generations would not repeat them. David's triumphs, Saul's disobedience, Samson's compromise. These are warnings wrapped in stories. These things were written for our instruction. 1 Corinthians 10:11. Spiritual maturity grows faster when experience is borrowed from Revelation. Chapter 10. Turning stories into strategy. Borrowed experience becomes powerful only when applied. Stories must be translated into decisions. Lessons must influence behavior. Ask, what should I do differently? What should I avoid? What should I prepare for? Information changes thinking. Application changes life. Unapplied wisdom becomes entertainment. Chapter 11. The balance between borrowed and personal experience. Borrowed experience guides. Personal experience confirms. You cannot outsource growth, but you can optimize it. Borrowed experience reduces unnecessary suffering, while personal experience builds resilience. Wisdom knows when to listen and when to act. Follow the map, but walk the road. Chapter 12. Becoming an experience. Others borrow from so. The final stage of wisdom is becoming a reference point. Your scars, victories, and lessons are meant to serve others. When your experience is shared, pain becomes purpose. What you survive qualifies you to serve. Legacy is when others succeed because they learn from your life. Conclusion. Live fast, learn wisely. Life is too short to learn everything the hard way. Borrowed experience is not laziness. It is wisdom. It is humility in action and intelligence under authority. The fastest path to greatness is not speed. It is insight. May you learn cheaply, grow quickly, and live wisely. Final declaration. Wisdom is knowing what to do next. Borrowed experience helps you know it sooner. Choose wisdom, honor experience, shorten the journey.